Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to change the differential fluid on a 2nd gen Dodge Ram 1500. I'm also going to show you how to check to see whether or not you have a limited slip differential or not. So let's get started.
Alright, so there are several ways of determining whether you have a limited slip or not. There is usually a tag on the differential, but however you can see this one is broken off. So what I've done is jacked up the rear end of the truck and put it on jack stands. Also ensure that you blocked off the front 2 wheels and put the transmission into neutral. Once you've done that, what you're going to want to do is spin the wheels. As you can see, both tires are turning in the same direction. So that means this differential is limited slip. If one tire spins clockwise and the other one spins counterclockwise, that means you don't have limited slip. And since we have the limited slip differential, we're going to have to ensure that we have the limited slip additive added to the oil. I prefer checking it this way just in case the differential had ever been changed out, since I am not the first owner of this truck. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is just break loose all the bolts all the way around using a breaker bar.
For this differential, all the bolts are going to be 1/2 inch. Once I get them all broken free, I'm going to use my drill to take them all off. Alright, once you get all the screws removed except the top 2, I'm just going to put something in here between here and separate it and let the fluid drain out. So go ahead and get it separated, let the oil drain out. I'm going to leave this in here as a wedge, just going to let that drain out. Alright, now let's come to a slow drip. I'm going to go ahead and remove the top 2 bolts and remove the cover. Alright, now I get the cover off. Go ahead and inspect it. Make sure that there are no broken gears or anything that stands out. Alright, now that I have it off, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the mating surface around here. There's also a magnet located at the bottom here, which that looks actually pretty clean. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that magnet up and take my scraper tool and clean up all the remaining gasket material around the outside. I'm also going to clean up the gasket material along the outside of the cover as well. And when you clean it off, you're going to make sure that you're using a plastic scraper instead of a metal one so you don't score the metal, and that'll prevent you from having any leaks. Clean it up, I'm just going to use some brake cleaner and then a scraper. I'd say cleaning off the old gasket material is probably one of the most important steps of this entire procedure, and it's probably going to take you the most amount of time. But this is definitely one of those steps you don't want to skip, and you want to make sure that it's perfectly clean or you're going to have leaks in the future. I'm also going to go ahead and remove the check fill plug. Alright, so now I'm going to clean the outside of the housing. First I'm going to cover up the inside just to make sure none of this sealant gets down inside there. Then I'm just going to cover it with some paper towel for now. And I'm just going to clean it the same way I cleaned the cover. Just take your time and make sure that all the old gasket material is removed. Alright, I got the cover and the differential all cleaned up. So now I'm going to apply the RTV gasket maker. The directions call for you to put 1 bead all the way around the inside of the screw holes, and you're going to want to put it in place within 5 minutes. And then if there's any low spots, just add as needed. Now I'm going to take 2 bolts and go ahead and get them started for the top, and we're going to go ahead and put it in place. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in place. You just want to make sure when you put it in and you don't smear it around. Put one there, I'm gonna put one at the bottom. And I'm gonna go ahead and get all the screws hand tight for now. And then what you wanna do is wait 1 hour, and then you're gonna torque them down to 30 foot-pounds. We're going to let this sit for an hour per the instructions to let the sealer harden up. Alright, it's been a full hour, so now we're going to go ahead and torque all the bolts down in a cross-hatch pattern to 30 foot-pounds. Alright, so this next day I ended up letting the sealer go ahead and dry overnight. Per the instructions on the gasket maker that I used, there are several different other gasket makers that you can use that do set up a little bit quicker. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and fill it up with the gear oil. But first I'm going to add the limited slip gear oil additive. This is for the 2-wheel drive Ram, and according to the service manual it says it takes 0.25 pints. It's a little over 4 ounces. So I'm going to go ahead and add that first and then add the gear oil. So just to get it right, I'm going to go ahead and measure it out in a measuring cup to a little over 4 ounces. So I believe it's 4.8 ounces. Right there. All right, like I said, this is for the 2-wheel drive. So just refer to the service manual if yours is a different year or model, and fill it with the proper amount of additive. Okay, and now I'm just going to top it off to the bottom of the fill hole with the gear oil. And since it's faster, I'm just going to keep using the funnel. For the gear oil, I'm using Valvoline 80W90. If your truck is intended for heavy duty use, you can use 75W40 per the service guide. And one. Two, and this one should be enough, so I'm going to just use the tip. Alright, starting to drain out, so then you know it's full. Go ahead and replace your plug, and you're good to go. Alright, well that's how you change the differential fluid in a 2nd gen Dodge Ram 1500. If you found the video helpful, feel free to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching.
Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried.